Pega, vai!
Destrave, mude para Vivo Fibra.
Hi, I'm Alvin, and I like making videos about the people who cook the food we love to eat. One thing I've always wondered is, what's it really like to be a chef? Meet my friend Jane. She's the chef de cuisine at Jeju Noodle Bar, a Korean-inspired restaurant in New York City with 1 Michelin star. They're also the first Michelin-starred noodle bar in America, which to me is pretty special. They serve creative takes on Korean ramen, which is quite different than Japanese ramen. But aside from ramyun, they also have a variety of beautiful dishes that I wanted to learn more about, and possibly eat. Lucky for me, Jane was kind enough to let me spend the day with her and the team at Jeju for a real behind-the-scenes look.
A gente já assistiu esse.
This is a day in the life of a Michelin star chef.
Michelin star. Todo mundo entendeu?
At 11 a.m. I get here and make sure everything's working. I think it's important that I'm the first one in. It's important for staff to see that I'm present. So as a chef de cuisine, I oversee the whole operation. The kitchen side, like the food, everything.
Então, a dona do restaurante, que é ela chega primeiro no restaurante. Ela é a primeira a abrir o restaurante. E ela falou que é importante para mostrar pro resto dos coisas isso. Por quê? Porque é o olho do dono que engorda o gado. Já viu esse ditado, cara?
It's just me in the kitchen. It's very calm, quiet. I can put everything in place the way I want it. I start putting on the stocks right away. I'm gonna get that going first thing.
Bom chefe faz isso.
10 hours? We started yesterday, so today it'll only be like maybe 5 hours. So this is all the caviar that we get for the toro samba. Each order gets like an ounce of caviar. One of the most popular dishes, so I have to make sure.
O olho do gado que engorda o rabo? Isso, exatamente.
This is the Krogerda pork ribs that we use for the jajab ribs. I'm gonna brine the brisket now.
Especially in this industry, people drink a great good amount of caffeine. I used to drink, it's called venti. I used to drink 2 of those.
2?
Yeah.
Every day?
Yeah. They were green tea.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh wow, thank you.
Ah, que fofos. Ele deu chá verde pra ele, o cara que tá filmando.
Overnight, and we shred it and we put it back into the Wagyu ramen. As a noodle bar, we cook a lot of things that you wouldn't see in a regular Korean restaurant. We break down about 30 pounds to 40 pounds of tuna a week.
Atum. Cara, o tamanho desses
able
atum.
To handle that kind of
dia eu ainda vou comprar atum desse, gente.
I learned it from Doug. He has sushi background. He was always around fish and butchering and things like that. So we have to be fast because we don't want the fish to just be sitting. Here you are. So after the blocking of the tuna, the staff and the cooks scrape off the meat. So toro is Japanese for fatty tuna. Sam is wrap in Korean, and pop is rice. So when you put that together, it's toro wrapping with rice. We hope to get it done in like 2 hours, with no problem.
For one dish?
Just the toro, samba. At 1 p.m., the fish delivery comes. That box includes about 10 kinds of fish. So usually Doug and I will tag team the fish, making sure the quality is right. There's nothing weird smelling.
Look at the eyes of it. You still see everything,
So we salted the skin of the snapper, and then now we're blanching it.
Wow.
Because the skin is tough, and it also kind of extracts the oils. So we gotta put it in the ice water.
So all the fish you guys are working on, that's for one menu item?
Right.
Wow.
At 2 p.m., we usually get some kind of premium delivery. So when the truffles come in, I pick out the size, the quality, and make sure they're to our standard. currently
Quer dizer,
now
passou
we've
porque eu
gotten our Paraguay
não tô
truffles in
comendo,
for
né?
like
Eu
5.50
vou
a pound.
cozinhar, eu vou comer daqui a pouco.
So 1 pound of truffles is basically a PS5.
Yeah. I'll try to get one, but I don't know how to get one.
Jason, can you check the food?
A lot of groceries today.
Você tem um gastrite? Agora eu tenho, né?
More?
Agora eu tenho.
Usually days like today.
Antes eu não tinha.
Like jam-packed. Okay. Let's make it.
So this is the XL for the Toro. Oh, I'm Alvin, by the way. Nice to meet you. Jason. That's right? Sure.
Ah, ele deu pro cameraman de novo, teve screen, tá?
It's gonna be like documentary.
Yeah. That's why I'm here all the time.
I'll watch.
Ah, que fofinha. Ela perguntou se era pra um documentário.
So after all the deliveries are put away, everybody goes to their stations and starts setting up. So we have about 20 items on the menu. Every dish on that menu has about 3 to 4 components. In one
Cuida pra
noodle,
não virar
we
úlcera.
have about like 8 components. So Irene is in charge of
Cuido.
the noodle station. She sets up about 25 components. It takes a lot of work just to get everything together. It's a lot of cooking, it's a lot of prepping. It's just, you know, making sure everything's 100%. So this is all the prep that we did. Start to finish, hour and a half, 2 hours, all in this box. I'm gonna prep for family meal. Trying to figure out what I need to use.
What is it?
Beef kumki, black beef chili sauce. It's nice because I have all the stocks ready to go. So I can just use like the nice stocks for some of the family meal.
What's that?
Oh, this is Doug's family meal. I think he's a little bit more like health conscious now. But this is what we eat. So, like, you want some?
Oh my god.
I went and bought. We have like little goodies everywhere. Like different flavors.
Thank you.
This is the brisket that we use for.
E mesmo assim eu me sinto...
A little bit.
Boa noite, Gratao. Informante me dice onde fica o prédio que voce mora. Estou indo aí, ok?
Andrei, muito obrigado pelo Prime, seja bem-vindo ao Barca Velha.
Getting the rest over there, mise en place ready. So mise en place for us is the things that we need on the station for the day. The Wagyu is sliced for the Wagyu ramen, and then the seafood we save for last to cut as well. So Doug just comes in and he hangs out and eats all of my snacks.
Is that your cookie over there?
Yeah, I did like that.
Você tá vindo aqui? Beleza, vou ligar pra Polícia Federal, cara. Vou ligar agora, cara. Falar que tem uma pessoa passando o meu endereço pra outras pessoas.
Family meal for a lot
que
of
você
people
está
is like the first meal of
me
the day. I think this is like
chama?
our time to kind of wind down and think about the service that we have coming.
Esqueci o nome da palavra.
Are you gonna grab one?
Wait, me?
Yeah.
Oh, shoot, thanks. The family meal for us today? Thank you, James.
Hi guys, great start to the weekend yesterday. Did about 42 covers. We're looking at 56 to start the evening. A birthday at 7:15 for 2 on 71. A birthday at 5:30 for 2 on 72. We do have a few large parties, 7:45, 6 top, and 9 o'clock, 6 top.
Pera aí, mano, que horas que ela chegou no bagulho? Esse restaurante só abre à noite?
For me, busy service, so Jason, make sure you're kind of free. Otherwise, we have a lot. Noodles before service, just to check it out, because sometimes the quality of the noodle or the time of the noodles are changing. So
Ela
after
chegou às
pre-shift is
11.
over, we all kind of run downstairs.
4h50
and then
da
we get ready
tarde.
for war.
Só abre à noite. Então desde as 11 ela tá preparando. Faz muitas
The
horas que
10
ela tá
minutes
preparando.
right before service is a little intense. We make sure we double check all those like last minute touches, just because you don't really know what to expect. You slice radish or the cauliflower. Don't break it. It lets me also see what's going on in the kitchen. It keeps me moving around the whole floor and then see every particular station.
So basically when this heats up, it's gonna turn like that. And when that cools down, it's gonna turn like this, like pudding.
How I feel? Another day, another dollar. Veterans, we're on the line. 5 o'clock is when we get the first seating. We usually get the appetizers in, a lot of toro sambabs, the ribs. The ribs and the bokum are very popular items. We get a huge amount of those orders in the beginning. They're glazed with a black bean jajang sauce. So jajang is fermented black bean paste. It's a little funky. So it's kind of like a Korean barbecue sauce. Finished with like maple soy, and then
Mesmo
on the
assim,
side
eu me
we have
sinto-
like pickled potato salad.
Bon dia, Gratau.
Bom dia, Farlook.
Do I want it? Oh, heck yeah.
Olha lá, ele deu mais um pedacinho pra ele. Que
So
fofo.
gochujang bokum is another popular dish, a beef ragu that we serve over iceberg lettuce, some kimchi, then rice. You know, when you eat instant noodles, you want to like put rice in the soup and you eat it like that. So basically that was what that was for, but then it just kind of took off into its own like appetizer, and so that's why it's that way. We had this over the summer and it was so popular that we had to keep it on the menu, and I guess it's just gonna stay. So the toro sambap is another popular dish. During this flow of service, we get so many of these orders that Doug and I just kind of like dance with the way it builds. Without me even saying anything, I can just pass him a bowl and he'll know exactly what I need in that bowl. So I added shallots and some mountain sea salt just because like the toro this time is like super fatty. So this is a vinegared rice with black tobacco.
How many of these do you usually sell on a busy night?
On a busy night, 20 orders. I mean, so far we already sold like 5, right? And it's only been like an hour. It's a dish that we find special and a little bit more premium than before because we include it with caviar now. So when we plate the toro sambap, we use plastic spoons. If we use metal spoons, I think it would damage some of the caviar. We don't want to like alter the caviar itself. We don't want to crush anything. We drop it on the table with one bowl of the toro sambap, which is the rice and the toro, and then on the side of that is the roasted seaweed. And when we do give it to the customer,
Você
we
quer
tell
saber o
them
preço?
to take a piece of seaweed and take your spoon, get a whole
Esse que tem caviar, com
layer
certeza,
of
é
all
caro, né,
that
chat?
and put it in the seaweed, kind of like a taco. And so toro sambap is essentially just a toro rice wrap. So after the appetizers come in, the noodles will start coming in. So noodle station is all about timing and it's all about having everything ready. The noodles have to be cooked for 1 minute and then 1 minute after that it needs to be plated within that minute or the noodles will get soggy, the soup will get cold. There's so many things that can happen in that time that there's no room for any error.
What are you thinking about?
Just watch. A little bit of scallion in there. And they'll go.
Olha o
During
tamanho do
service,
noodles,
I
chat.
stand back and watch
Você viu o
how the
potão,
cooks are
cara?
moving and if they have everything. It's just me making sure that they're on top of their game. If it's 4 noodles, one person can't handle 4 noodles at one time. They're going to sacrifice some of the integrity of the other 2 noodles. So that's when he kind of jumps in, it all goes out in a timely order.
Ó,
Like noodle station is, I believe, like what got us on the map. The time that we spent making all these stocks
Parece
in the morning.
pinico o bagulho,
It's,
cara.
it's a lot of labor. We have noodle bar on the door, so we have to make sure those noodles are like 100%.
Isso aí é
When you
restaurante
become a line
raiz,
cook or,
cara.
like seasoned cook in this industry,
Por isso que
you
eu gosto
have
desse
this
restaurante.
flow of motion.
É um restaurante de 1 estrela Michelin, não sei o que lá.
Once you get in that flow,
E,
there's
cara,
no stopping
olha o
it.
balde
It's
de
just like the
noodles, tá?
stance that we have.
Raiz, cara.
It's very satisfying. The orders come in and you know where everything is. You can close your eyes and grab the sauce, the bottle, the spoons that you need. Once you get to that point where you can do that, that's when it's fun. It's like a mind reading, I think. They both will turn around with the bowls of noodles and then they'll kind of finish each other's bowls according to what's done and not done. You just kind of learn how to anticipate each other's moves. Literally, like, no words are spoken, but 2 people working together, and it's like a gracefulness. My job is done on this side.
Wagyu. Holy. Family Ramyun. Que lindo, cara.
Starting at 6:30 until like 8 o'clock, we're gonna get like a full turn. Yeah, it's gonna get busy. So I just like write it in, consolidate the order. Wait. Ooh, you have a ribeye? 31 ounce. When we get these big ticket items, it's fun for everybody, I think. It's like who can cook it the best, who can get the best sear, like who can make the perfect piece of meat. So this is all getting sliced, bite size, and then it's all getting served with like some lettuces to wrap, sauces, and some pickles. This is like Korean barbecue style.
Carne.
Does anyone order the quick platter yet?
No. So weird. Usually we get like at least a couple in the beginning. Throughout service, Doug kind of goes through like the fish box and he'll make like these sushi snacks for us.
Oh, what's this? Snack.
Ah, que fofinho.
Thank you.
Comendo escondida, hã?
This is my time of relaxation.
Comendo escondido.
I just want to be alone. So I just got a kue platter. So when I get a kue platter in, it's fun for me because I get to like plate something and make it my own, and building that plate is super fun. It's super colorful. It's like decorating or being like a florist, I think. This is the daikon that we cut and wash and everything. Shiso. I'm trying to like divvy it up so your eyes just kind of move around on the plate. Every angle has to look, you know, nice and put together. I'm constantly turning the bowl and sure everything is okay. Kaido? Woody?
Wait, for me?
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's it. So that is the 6-piece, but we gave him a little extra.
Caralho, deve ser muito legal ficar no restaurante filmando e todo mundo dando comida pra você,
I
né?
like the kue platter because it really showcases not like a sashimi platter, but it's like the Korean kue platter, the way like I would eat it at home.
Hum.
We just got all of our orders in. 9:30. So yeah, you have a wing, Toro. Right now you have a wagyu with the
Imagina
ribeye
ganhar um
fire
prato
with
com
a
caviar.
small
Não,
thigh.
o caviar você não
On
vai
back you
ganhar.
have 2 lambs, 2 family.
Óbvio que não, né?
Goat, wagyu, truffle. Once the final orders go through and the pass is cleared, we start breaking down. And then with all the leftover like fish, shrimp, collect it all and mix it up with rice, and then these guys can have something to eat at the end of it. You know, your service is done and you just want to go home. You know, you're tired, but it has to be done. You come together at the end of the night and you push through the moments that you don't want to be doing. Sometimes it's like 11 bags of garbage and bones from the stock and it's heavy, but we still have to do it. It's about like maintaining that integrity.
Então ela chega às 11 da manhã e vai embora?
The hardest part about being a chef, I think, is, I mean, it's personal, right? For me, it's, you know, being away from families, you know, giving up
11 da
holidays,
noite.
not having so much of like your personal time to yourself. There's always different kinds of hardships everywhere you go. That's it. I think a lot of misconceptions about this industry is, you know, the time you have to put in to actually like make a name for yourself, to, you know, get the respect from your comrades around you, and this is the way I want to grow in this career. So where we are now is like nothing compared to what we started from. On our busiest nights, we do a little over 200 covers. Before the Michelin, it was barely 20. Some days we would have like maybe like 5 covers. It just, nothing was happening. We were on the verge of shutting the whole thing down. I remember making a bet with Douglas in the beginning, like, let's try to get a Michelin star. I was like, no, you know, no way, you know. But then we got it.
Caralho.
To come back to Jeju every day is the team and what.
Ela falou que, tipo, antes da estrela Michelin que eles ganharam, tipo, iam 20 pessoas no restaurante dela. E que eles estavam quase fechando o restaurante. E aí ela falou, vamos tentar ganhar o Michelin. Aí eles ganharam. E aí, tipo, agora tem 200 na noite, tá ligado? Isso que eu achei interessante, tá ligado? Mas isso é cultural, tá ligado? Tipo assim, se o seu restaurante tem uma qualidade e você não tá conseguindo ganhar dinheiro, o que você faz? Você abaixa a qualidade dos ingredientes pra baratear o custo? Ou não, você continua acreditando. E mesmo assim eu me sinto numa comida boa e bem feita e continua com a mesma qualidade. Porque se eles tivessem abaixado a qualidade, eles não teriam ganhado a estrela Michelin, entendeu? Eles teriam perdido essa oportunidade.